So we're on our way to boot camp, and one of the students has an issue where he is always losing interactions. It means he goes with the people, starts conversations, they're going great, but the challenge is they eventually get disinterested, the vibe dies down, and he feels it kind of slipping out of his fingers. Have you ever had that? You can't tell why it's going on. It's like you're doing all the right things. Well, my belief for this guy is he works in sales. He works in corporate sales. He's great at his job. And work ethic has gotten him very far in his life, everywhere he wants to go. It's actually the man's best utility, right? If you're not good at something, you don't have a natural talent, just work. Now, unfortunately, work ethic is the opposite of what it takes to meet people and have great interactions. People just want to have a vibe, and they want to feel like you are not having an outcome to the interaction. So we're gonna go work on that right now with some coaching, some live in the streets coaching. I'm out here in the streets really doing it. I don't sit behind a microphone and coach. This is all interactive in the real world. And then we go out to bars, lounges, and nightclubs, and cafes in the city, and we literally do everything that we learn. This is not theory, this is real world practice. Okay, so first thing is, I mentioned to you that you were losing people in interactions, right? Like you're losing them. Like it's going well, but eventually like what happens is you're putting on the pressure on, and it's not going anywhere, right? So I want you kind of to do this for a second. It's not the Illuminati, it's a little visual thing here.
It's Rockefeller.
It's Rockefeller, put the rock up. So this side is physical, okay? That means like touching, flirting, whatever, right? Okay. Being physical with somebody, even with the dudes, it's like high fives, bros are like, no bro, go crazy. This one is verbal, okay? So verbal is like jokes, teasing, stuff like that, okay? And then you could do both of these right, and it could still not work. Does that make sense? Because you do everything right. Like you're the work ethic guy, you do everything right, and it still doesn't work. And it doesn't work because of the last one at the bottom here, which is the value hold. Okay. Value hold, exactly. It's building tension. So if there's no tension, it doesn't matter what you say. Okay. Right? Because I can say, hey man, nice shirt. Thanks. No tension. But I can say, hey man, that's nice shirt, right? There's tension in it, right? Okay. So for example, also I can for example, it's like hold your hand, right? I can hold your hand. Okay. This, right? Normal, I just like hold the hand, right? Normal. Okay. But if I do it with tension is this.
Oh shit. Okay.
Right? Or a little bit of that, right? It's the tension that makes it work. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, if you have no tension, it doesn't work. The problem with you is that you're doing it more and more, and your idea is like to fix it, you gotta do more of it. That's how you're operating.
Do more tension.
That's the way, that's what you're thinking. You're thinking be more physical, do more verbal stuff, and it'll be funnier, be more outwitting, more witty, more charming, and that will work. But it doesn't work. It actually does the opposite. You wanna have more tension. So what I'll explain to you here is something called the value hold. Okay? The value hold, this is very key. This is only available in like actually my digital program or my live program, but the value hold. So there's gonna be a moment in every interaction where the person you're talking to pulls away their attention, and you can feel it in your body. It's almost like if I was standing here, it's like there's almost like a moment where the person's saying something and I feel them like turn away from me, their body, and I go, like I kind of like, I heave almost, and I can feel the weight of my body go from the back of my heels to the front of my feet, and like I kind of want to talk to them. So I'll show you how it looks when you're doing it, okay? So imagine I'm talking to you and I want you to take one step backwards. Blah, 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 take a step backwards. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, come back. You feel the person doing that over and over again, but you're just doing more and more of it. Okay. In those moments, you have to hold your value because you're giving it away. So in those moments, the person needs you to, like, when they take away their attention, for you to not supplicate or break your personal frame, your personal power. Right? So
not make up for that empty space.
Exactly. Enjoy the awkwardness of the silence.
Right.
You got to enjoy
the silence.
Yes, and the awkwardness of there's tension, because what you're doing essentially is you're trying to break the tension in yourself. You're like, this feels weird. They're taking a step back. I don't like it. Let me ease it. Let me pacify myself. And they feel it, right? So in those situations, there's gonna be a moment where you're talking to them, they turn like this. There's a moment where you're talking to them and they go on their cell phone and they're like, oh yeah, okay, we're outside. Oh yeah, I wanna go for pizza later. Oh yeah. And you're kind of just standing there like an idiot, like, you know what I mean? Yep. So in the situation, let's say they were on their cell phone, I would just, let's say you pretend to be on the phone. blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I would just turn to this person next to me and just talk to them, chat them up a little bit, and just talk to them. See, I'm not gonna like wait on the phone, like, please master, get off the phone so I can have your attention, right? In a situation where they, let's say I do something physical and they back away. Let's say I'm holding their hand for a second and they back away. Take a step back, hands behind the back, and just chat a little bit. Talk the shit a little bit, and if they happen to come closer again, then I might come closer again and talk a little bit and bridge that gap.
Okay.
You see?
What if they don't come closer?
If they don't, then you can talk like this for a while, and then eventually you can come a little closer eventually. But the thing is to not like jump on.
Don't jump on
the tension, right? Because you want to break it. You want to break it in yourself.
Yeah, I actually did that a little bit with that one chick I was talking to.
I know.
With Camila.
This is why I'm mentioning it.
There was moments where I talked to her, and then when it was time for her to talk to me, I kind of like leaned back a little bit, and I let her lean forward towards me, so that she was the one putting in the effort. Like,
yes, you want more. You want more of those situations where you're like leaning back, and you're not. You should literally feel like if you kind of stand like this, it should feel like that. The weight of your heels, the weight of your body is in the heels of your feet.
Okay.
And you're kind of just like that. And you're like, oh.
Okay.
But if you ever feel like the weight of your body go to your toes,
yeah, you're doing too much.
You know you're doing too much.
All right.
And you got to enjoy that awkward tension, because the more you embrace it, the more the interest level is going to rise. I mentioned because you're the work ethic guy, right? You're the guy. Hey, what's up?
That's me.
You're the guy that is in sales. So you're like close.
That's right.
Push. You know, but it's the opposite. It's like sometimes you gotta let the guy breathe. What's that?
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold.
All right.
Yeah.
I gotta get that down a little bit more. I gotta watch that again.
Yeah.
Oh, that I did watch.
So yeah, we'll do. It applies to all the physical stuff, but it's also it's physical, but it's verbal, it's tension, it's everything. It's like that's why I put this here, because this makes all of this work. Because right now you're doing all the physical and all the verbal correctly, but because you don't have the tension, nothing works. So you're probably like, it's like I'm doing all the right things, the right moves. When I'm afraid of the tension, I come off needy.
Yeah. And needing to break that tension because you think that it's a bad thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's programming.
Need to break the tension, it's a bad thing. And then the person thinks, this guy doesn't believe in himself. Why should I believe in him?
Fuck yeah, man.
He doesn't trust himself. Why should I trust him? What's wrong with him that he's not telling me? That's what they start thinking. It goes deep. Maybe not consciously, but like subconsciously, they're like, you know.
So you always have to have her break the tension rather than you in that case?
Yes.
If there's kind of a little bit of a pause, like I'll kind of pause for a bit.
Yeah.
To not lean in too much.
Yes.
But then eventually I'll spark the conversation back up.
Yeah. So actually, you're a tall guy. I was going to speak about the tension as well, because you can create tension just by being there. You're kind of like, what's up? And they're kind of like, yeah, what's up? Oh. And then you turn to him, and he's like, there's looking up at you. Yeah, but
sometimes I'll make them give me a high five.
By nature, when somebody's looking up to you, like there's natural tension there. But I know sometimes what you do is you lean in to make them feel comfortable.
Okay.
I notice it a lot. If they're short, you go, huh? And so then you're standing with your weight on the balls on the front of your feet.
Yeah,
and you don't have
go
to.
Down
right. Because you're trying to make them feel comfortable, right? Yeah. What you should do is, I'll come over here. Come over here for a minute. Okay. What you could do is literally, I would just like go like this, or like lean them in, or like pull them up, kind of like that.
Okay.
Like, huh? What's that? Yeah. Like, I won't lean over so much, but I'll like pull somebody up rather than me leaning in. Okay. Because you leaning in is like lowering your value to make them comfortable.
Got it.
Right? Like, why should you? Somebody's trying to meet you. They're like, oh, hey, what's up? I saw you. I want to meet you. And they're talking to you. Why should you instantly lean in for them and give away your value? Should rather make them come up and make the effort.
I guess because sometimes I think it's so loud that I'm not going to hear them if they're down here.
Okay,
you know?
they can repeat it.
Yeah. They should be worried that they make themselves heard.
Right, okay, because eventually what happens is like, you're a Porsche and you're $100,000, and then 5 minutes into the interaction, you're on special now, and you're $75,000. And then 15 minutes into the interaction, it's Boxing Day, and you're at $40,000. And then somebody's like, man, I don't want a Porsche that's $40,000. And it's like they don't value it because the value of it went down. But the thing is still worth what it is, but you gave away the value.
That back up.
Yes, you put yourself on sale, essentially. So you got to be careful of that.